Hey, what's up, World Cup fans? So we're going to do a breakdown of the first first round of games by region. Before we get into that, just want to make my predictions for today's games. So today we are going to get Group A and B. Group A, Czechia, South Africa are in a do-or-die game. I think Czechia will win that one. South Africa's already down 2 starters. Mexico and South Korea is going to be a close, tough one. I think Mexico is going to pull it out, but possible tie, 1-1, maybe 2-2. And definitely will be some goals scored. Group B, everyone with a draw. I think Switzerland can't sleep on Bosnia-Herzegovina, but I do think they pull out the W today. And then Qatar proved that they tied Switzerland, and I'd say one of the biggest shockers from the first round. But I think Canada gets the win there. So, all right, so we've got Czechia, Switzerland, and Canada with wins. And then I'm going to say Mexico with a win too. But high possibilities for a tie with Switzerland, Bosnia-Herzegovina, or Mexico, South Korea. Okay, so initially the European teams, there's 16 of them of the 48. That makes up 33% of the group. Started out a little slow, but they picked it up, finishing with 7 wins, 3 losses, and 6 ties. So 7 of the teams are looking pretty good at this point. Czechia, Turkey, and Croatia all are going to need to pull points in this next round. And then Bosnia-Herzegovina, Switzerland, Netherlands, Spain, Belgium, and Portugal all finished with a tie. So, a lot better finish overall from the UEFA teams. I do see a lot of them moving forward with 3 coming out of each group. Possible teams in trouble: Czechia, Bosnia-Herzegovina. I still believe Belgium is in trouble. Scotland is going to still have to do some work, and maybe Norway, just a little bit, but I'll get into that later. The CONMEBOL South American teams, I believe, underperformed 2-2-2 with 6 teams, 12% of the group. Argentina and Colombia did kind of save them with wins late, but Paraguay and Ecuador both lost, and Brazil and Uruguay both tied. Brazil's wasn't a detrimental tie. I think Uruguay's was against Saudi Arabia. So I'm going to say Argentina, Colombia, and Brazil look pretty safe. Ecuador still has a chance, but they got a big uphill battle. Same with Paraguay and Uruguay. So I think we'll probably get 4 South American teams into the knockout rounds. 5, but 4 or 5. But I don't see more than 3 of these making it past that stage. I think Uruguay is overrated. The African teams started out strong, but ended up 2 wins, 4 losses, and 4 ties. So Ivory Coast and Ghana were the 2 teams with wins. Ghana getting one on the last game. And I would say from the teams teams that won, Ivory Coast definitely a big one, but they still have work to do. Same with Ghana. South Africa, I think, is out. Tunisia, I believe, is out. And Algeria is out. Senegal is going to have to beat Norway or get some points from that one to move in, maybe as a third place team. And then teams with ties, I think Morocco will end up fine. Egypt tied Belgium, and Cape Verde and DR Congo. Obviously, huge ties against Spain and Portugal. So I don't think we can count any of those 4 teams out yet. So I would believe out of this group we've got 6, maybe 7 teams that have a pretty good chance to move into the knockouts. Asian teams, 2 wins, 3 losses, 4 ties, so did a little bit better with their 9 teams. Africa has almost 21%. Asia has about 19%. So one less team. South Korea and Australia both win, but they both play against other teams that won in this next round. So we'll know by end of day tomorrow if South Korea and Australia are for real. Iraq, Jordan, and Uzbekistan all lose. I think that kind of seals it for Iraq, Jordan. Uzbekistan, I think, still has a long shot to get in, but they'll have some work to do. And then ties, Qatar, Japan, Saudi Arabia, and Iran. Maybe not. I don't know about Qatar. That game did surprise me, but I think Japan, Saudi Arabia, and Iran still have a definite shot. My guess would be, one, Australia potentially. I think South Korea is in. Australia should get in. And then I think Japan will get in, and Iran or Saudi Arabia. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably, maybe 6 out of this group. CONCACAF. Obviously, the host nations were 2 wins and 1 tie. The other 3, Haiti, Curacao, and Panama, all lost. I do think Panama is the only one that has a shot out of that, and they lost to Ghana at the very last second yesterday. So that really killed their chances. They're going to have to really pull a rabbit out of a hat for beating England and Croatia. But I think the 3 host nations have a strong chance to move forward. I believe Haiti and Curacao are out. And then New Zealand got the tie. Obviously, they're the only group from Oceania. So they still have a chance. So teams that are out, 48 are going to, 16 are not going to go through. I would say Haiti, Curacao, and most likely Panama are definitely out. Well, at least 2. Panama's a long shot, but we'll count that as 3. I would say Iraq, Jordan, I don't want to say Uzbekistan or Qatar definite yet, but we'll just count 2 for now as definitely out. That's 4. South Africa, Tunisia, and Algeria, I would say are all definitely out. That's 7 now. I don't know that anyone from South America is definitely out, or that anyone from Europe is definitely out yet. So maybe 7 definite outs right now. But obviously the second round is going to be huge as we see the teams that won. Mexico and USA are playing a team that won against these 2 same teams, Asia, South Korea, and it plays Mexico. USA plays Australia. Ivory Coast, Ghana, Argentina, Colombia, Scotland, Germany, Sweden, France, Norway, Austria, and England all are, the teams sitting pretty good at this point. So I think the pressure groups here lie on these. Spain, Belgium. I'm not a big fan of Belgium, but I think Switzerland, a lot of pressure. Netherlands should get through. Spain should get through. Portugal should get through if they change things up. Brazil should get through. Uruguay will likely sneak in. Morocco should get in. And then we've got Japan should likely get in. Canada and I would say Iran are on the fringe, with Egypt maybe, and then Belgium and Uruguay. All right. Hope you guys liked this. I think the group, obviously UEFA has done the best, but the CONCACAF hosts would be second if you take out the other CONCACAF teams. And then, everybody has 2. There's only 15 wins in the first round. So UEFA had 7 of them. And then every other group, CONMEBOL had 2. Africa had 2, Asian teams had 2, and CONCACAF had 2. So that is 8 outside of Europe and 7 inside of Europe. So that was a lot of ties in the first round. Only 15 of the games were done in by a win and a loss. All right. Second round should be a lot of fun. Hopefully you're enjoying this as much as me, and I'll continue to try to drop more. All right. Have a good one. See ya.